All right, let's talk about something I think a lot of us struggle with, even if we don't say it out loud. We're going to get into the psychology of the ambitious procrastinator. We're going to break down that weird, frustrating conflict between having these huge dreams and just feeling completely paralyzed, unable to actually act on them. So, let me just ask you, straight up, do you have these massive goals? Can you picture the life you want, like, so clearly it almost feels real? But when it's go time, when it's time to actually do the work, you freeze. You're bursting with ideas, but you feel totally stuck, just spinning your wheels as another day goes by. If that sounds familiar, then I bet this daily cycle does too. You wake up, you're all fired up. Today is the day, right? But then, the phone comes out. A quick look turns into an hour of scrolling. And before you know it, that little voice is saying, I'll just start fresh tomorrow. Then night comes and bam, that wave of guilt and disappointment hits. You promise yourself it'll be different, but the next day, the same thing happens all over again.
Okay, let's get one thing crystal clear right now. If that cycle is your life, it is not because you're lazy or stupid or untalented. It's none of that. What you're dealing with is a very real, very deep-seated psychological pattern. And you know the good news? The really good news? Patterns can be understood, and patterns can be broken.
So let's dive into what's really going on here. To understand this, we've got to look at the core of the problem. It all starts with how your brain is literally wired for survival, and why that wiring so often makes it choose immediate comfort over your biggest, most important goals. Think of it like this. There's basically a war going on inside your head. On one side, you've got your ambitious brain. This is the part that dreams big, sets goals, and imagines what success feels like. But it's constantly fighting your comfort brain, which just wants to play it safe, keep things easy, and avoid discomfort and failure at all costs. This is what we call survival mode. Now get this, your brain literally perceives the hard work and the potential for failure that comes with your goals as actual threats. So to protect you, it pushes you towards easy, instant pleasure. Things like scrolling social media or watching videos. Those things give you a quick little hit of dopamine, that feel-good chemical, and for a moment, all that discomfort just melts away. And here's the kicker. Every single time you choose that easy distraction, you're reinforcing a habit of avoidance. You're literally training your brain, teaching it that dodging your goals feels good, and that those big long-term dreams, well, they just aren't as important as feeling comfortable right here, right now. Now, this whole avoidance habit, well, it often puts on a very clever disguise, one that we sometimes even brag about. We call it the perfectionism trap. It feels like you're just trying to do a good job, but really, it's just fear wearing a mask of high standards. I mean, this just nails it, doesn't it? Perfectionism isn't really about creating something excellent. It's about being so terrified of putting something imperfect out into the world that you'd rather do nothing at all. It's an incredibly effective defense mechanism. And this fear is what leads to what I call the waiting game. You tell yourself you're just waiting, right? Waiting for the perfect plan to fall into your lap, or for the stars to align perfectly, or for that magical moment when you finally feel ready. But here's the honest truth. Perfect never comes. It's just a really good sounding excuse to never, ever start. This is so important to get. We're all terrified of failure. But the real enemy, the true opposite of success, isn't failing, it's inaction. Why? Because when you try and fail, you learn something, you get data. Inaction teaches you absolutely nothing and guarantees you stay right where you are. Okay, so we figured out the problem. Inaction is the enemy. So how the heck do we fight back? Let's get into the good stuff, the small step strategy. This is your game plan for rewiring those bad habits in your brain. But first, a little dose of reality. You have to accept this fundamental truth: you are not going to feel like doing the hard work. If you wait until you're motivated, you will be waiting forever. Action comes first. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. You have to move despite the feeling. So here's your plan. It's simple. 4 steps. 1, start small. And I mean ridiculously small. Like work for just 15 minutes. Make it so easy your brain can't say no. 2, aim for consistency, not perfection. The goal isn't to be brilliant every day. The goal is just to show up. 3, design your environment. Put your phone in another room. Make focusing easy and distractions hard. And finally, number 4, practice self-compassion. You're going to have bad days. It's okay. Forgive yourself and just get back to it. And that brings us to a huge shift in how you think about all this. Stop trying to muscle through with willpower. It's like a battery that runs out. This isn't a willpower problem, it's a design problem.
The most successful people out there don't have superhuman willpower. They just have better systems and environments that make doing the right thing the easiest option.
And let's talk about a super modern trap, productive procrastination. You know what I mean. It's when you watch a million videos about how to be successful instead of actually doing the work to be successful. It feels like you're making progress, but it's just an illusion. Listen, at a certain point, you don't need any more information. You just need to execute. Okay, so let's bring all this home. It's time to make that shift. It's time to go from being a dreamer to being a doer. It's time to finally turn that amazing ambition you have into something real.
Please, if you take away one thing from all of this, let it be this. You are not lazy. Lazy is not who you are. It's not your identity. It's a behavior. It's a pattern of what you've been doing, and behaviors can change. Who you really are is that person with the dreams and the ambition and the power to make a change.
And remember, that feeling of lying in bed at night just hating yourself for wasting another day, it doesn't work. It just digs you deeper into that hole. Guilt is a terrible motivator. You know what actually works? Forgiveness. That's what gives you the strength to get up and try again without carrying all the weight from yesterday.
Because when you boil it all down, everything we've talked about comes back to this one simple, powerful truth. Ambition without action, it's just a daydream. It's a nice little fantasy. Action is the only bridge that will ever get you from the life you're imagining to the life you're actually living.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Forget the grand plan for the next year or even for tomorrow. What is the one tiny, ridiculously small step you can take today, right now? Because that right there, that's where everything begins.